All right, here we go. Lesson 43. Going through this basketball drills. All right, we're going to help you do this. So, program one, drive forward one grid. Next, drive in reverse to the beginning point. And do this for 2 and then for 4. All right, so grab our comment box. We are doing basketball drills. So, in here, we're going to put basketball. This is level 1. All right, so he wants me to drive forward one square. And then it says it wants me to drive in reverse to the beginning point. So drive forward one square and drive reverse one square. So boom, let's play that. And drive forward, drive reverse. Excellent. All right, now what does he want me to do? This for 2 squares and then for 4 squares. All right, so now I want to drive forward. 2 squares would be 400. And then I want to drive in reverse for 400. All right, so now let's give this a go. Forward, back, 2 squares, back. Awesome. All right, now do it for 4 squares. Here we go. So we're going to drive forward. 4 squares will be 800. And drive reverse will be 800. So 1 going up, go to 2 squares, coming back. And skip the 3rd square, go to the 4th square, coming back. Perfect. Boom. All right, that is level 1 done right there. You can copy this, save it, and move on. Going to level 2. Go to forward one grid, stop, and return back without using the reverse block. Okay, so this time we cannot use the reverse block. So we got to make him spin around. So he's going to go, we're going to pull this off for right now. We don't want to drive reverse. So we want him to go forward, and then we need him to turn around. We need him to turn around 180 degrees. Forgot to fix this, basketball level 2. Turn around 180 degrees, and then we want him to go forward 200, and then he's going to need to turn around. I'm going to make this left just for fun. 180 degrees. Go forward for 200. He needs to turn around for 180 degrees. Make this forward for 200. Let's see where we're at so far. Goes to 1, boom, turns around, goes to 2, boom, turns around. Perfect. Okay, so let's flip this baby back around. 180 degrees. He needs to go forward. Then we're going to turn him back around 180 degrees, have him go home one more time, and have him turn around one more time. All right, was that the pattern? Did it for 2 and then for 4. Boom. All right, so here is number 3. Excuse me, here is level 2. And you can see there was a little bit of a repeating pattern. And we're going to work on that. All right, so you need to stop this right here. Copy this down. Get that turned in. All right, level 3 is a little bit different. We got to build an algorithm, okay, to move through 1 to 8 squares in order. So you go to 1, go back to start, move to 2, then go back to start. Continue this pattern for all 8 grids. All right, so this is where it's going to take a little bit of new stuff I'm going to train you, okay? So we could have it do that and then just repeat that for all 8, but that would be brutal, okay? So basically, we need him to go forward. We need him to turn around 180 degrees, and then we need him to go forward again. Okay, correct? So if we do this, he goes forward, turns around 180 degrees, goes forward again, and he gets back to where he started. Okay, so now if he did this, all right, this gets us 1 square, 1 simple square. Now we want to be able to follow this pattern and do 2 squares. All right, and then we wanted to do 3 squares. So if we could make the computer count for us, then we wouldn't have to do all the programming and put this in 8 different times. Okay, so to help the computer count for us, we're going to use what's called variables. All right, and we're going to make a variable. This one's going to be called my variable. All right, so we're going to grab these 2, put these guys in. We're going to need these guys. Okay, so we're going to use this thing called my variable. And my variable is what we're going to make it up. And it's going to count for us and keep adding for us. So we're going to grab a control block. All right, we're going to need a control block out here. And then we're going to need a bit of math so that it keeps doing the math for us. All right, so over here in operators in the green, we have add, subtract, multiply, and divide. We're going to want to multiply because we've been multiplying this 200. For 1 square is 200, then we multiply by 2 to get to 400, then we multiply by 3. Well, what if we could have the computer do the multiplication? So we're going to grab this one, and anywhere there's an oval, this oval could fit in there. So boom, it's going to fit in there. And we're going to go grab this variable called my variable. See, it's an oval, so it'll fit in here. All right. Oh, come on. Hold on a second. We got to get it right. All right, so we want to do 200 times, and in that box, in that right there, see how it's highlighted? I want to drop in my variable. So this is going to be 200 times whatever my variable is. And then we want to repeat this down here. We want to replace this guy also. Okay, so we can just right-click, duplicate, and it'll duplicate the whole thing, or it'll duplicate one of it, however you want to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of all that. So I want him to, I don't want this guy right there. Switch you 2 out. All right, so my variable is set to 1. Okay, if my variable is set to 1, then it's going to go 200 times 1, so it's 200. It's going to move up 200, and it's going to turn around. Okay, and then it's going to come home. And let's watch that. So it should go up 1, turn around, and come home. Perfect. Now, let's say if I change this to 2, this time it should go up 2, turn around, come back to, turn around, and be done. Perfect. Now, I want that to happen on its own without me having to do it. So I'm going to get this repeat block, and I'm going to set it right underneath this one. Okay. So my variable is going to be set to 1. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They wanted it to go up 8 squares. So it's going to go through 1 time. That's going to count once. And I need it to repeat 7 more times. So when it does this, all right, this should automatically have our robot moving up and back, up and back. All right. And just as a side note, if you come grab this one, set drive velocity, and you put that up here at the top. It's only going 50% now. Let's crank this baby up to 77%. All right. It'll speed your robot up. All right, so it goes to the first square, goes home, turns around. It adds to the variable. Now the variable's 2. It's going to go up 2 squares, turn around, come back. Now it's going to add. The variable is going to be 3, so it's going to go 1, 2, 3, turn around, come back. All right. So this is using a variable and a repeat block. Huge, huge advantage for us. A variable and a repeat block. So you can see absolutely that it is working perfectly. And we can use these variables to make multiple changes to a lot of different things, all happening where we don't have to program it 8 different times. We could have obviously programmed it to go to the 8 squares and turn around and come back 8 squares. But once we've figured out a pattern, we can start use repeating blocks to get that done. All right. So running it through there so you can see it happening again. And what's nice over here on the left is it shows you where it's at in the process. It's turning around, goes home, turns around. All right. So you got the idea. And you can make this turn to the left if you want. Perfect. This is level number 3. You can copy this and save this for level number 3. This guy back here is trash. All right. Now you could have gone with the long programming if you want, or you could go with this example. Either way.